Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link tree down below. Has a link to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Also down there as well is a link to all of my social media pages. Please go down there, follow me across my social media platforms, and talk to me because I talk back, all right? So with that said and done and put to the side, I'm going to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets tying with the Philadelphia Eagles 31-31 in the final preseason game. Listen, this is preseason, but this was extremely exciting game to watch where the New York Jets team showed a lot of fight. They were down, but the backups left it all out there on the field. This team just, put it together. And again, this is preseason. I understand that, but what an exciting game to watch, right? So I want to start off with, the quarterbacks. I want to start off with Josh Johnson. We're going to talk about a couple players that really impressed me tonight and some players that had a so-so night, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to start with Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson came out tonight as the starter, and he was solid. He really, really was. He was 7 for 8. He had 73 yards and a touchdown. Listen, Josh Johnson's been in this league for a long time, but he still looks like a spry young guy. You can tell there's still the athletic ability is still there. We saw him throw the ball. We also saw him kind of take off outside the pocket and run. He looks good. He really, really looked good, and that really adds another dimension to this backup quarterback position. You look at the situation, there's a fight brewing there. Again, you got Morgan, who we'll talk about in a little bit. You got White, who's been very efficient, and now we see Josh Johnson, who looks like a guy that has ability as well and could slide into that backup position if they choose him. Now again, we got to see how many quarterbacks the Jets are going to keep. Do they keep 3? Do they keep 2? Would they rather go with the veteran Josh Johnson so he can help Zach Wilson along from that standpoint? Or is Mike White going to get the job if they only keep 2? Because he's been extremely efficient. And in my opinion, he's been the best looking backup quarterback that we've had. He's been very solid. So I want to talk to you about the running game as well, which looked very good tonight, which is something that we were all hoping, going into this offseason, that we'd see some of the things that we're seeing right now out of this guy. And let me tell you something, it's Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson had a night, okay? He had a very good night. He was very impressive. He played very well. And this is something that I always say, coaching matters, dude. Coaching matters, okay? Adam Gase was here. Ty Johnson was here with Adam Gase, and we were all like, this Ty Johnson guy, he's got something, but we don't see him enough. What's really going on with him? There was a lot of intrigue, a lot of question marks. We get rid of Adam Gase. We fire him as quickly as possible. We bring in Robert Saleh, who brings in Mike LaFleur. And I started raving about Ty Johnson, talking about his ability. He just needs to be given a chance. And let me tell you something. He's in a system with LaFleur, and you can see that he is being utilized properly, and this guy is shining. Very excited to see him continue to flourish within this scheme, and he's the guy that we're going to be able to go forward with, a young guy that we can keep moving forward with and see constant production out of. Michael Carter was also very solid tonight as well, running the rock. We were very, very impressed with the running game. You look at this wide receiver position, Vincent Smith continues to make plays. He made quite a bit of plays tonight. Braxton Berrios has some solid returns. This wide receiver position, cuts are coming up soon. You got to wonder what's going on with the Jets. Just wide receivers. It has so much talent there. How many wide receivers are the Jets going to keep? Do they keep 6? Do they keep 7? You look at it right now, Corey Davis, Mims, Keelan Cole, Jamison Crowder, and Elijah Moore, to me, are penciled in. That's 5. If you keep 6, who do you keep as a 6th wide receiver? Is it Braxton Berrios because of his return ability and the fact he can give you a little bit as a wide receiver? Or is it Vincent Smith that we see constantly being able to make that connection and make plays, even with Zach? We saw Zach throw him some balls. I mean, this guy is doing his thing out there. So, again, man, Braxton Berrios, again, has some quality returns, but Vincent Smith is putting his foot in that door saying, hey, don't close it on me. I'm still out here doing my thing as well. So he looked good tonight. Lawrence Cager was able to make some plays as well. He had a ball, that seemed to be snatched away from him for an interception. I don't know if that was necessarily an interception, but that's the way that the refs ruled it, and then they reviewed it and kept it. So that ball was taken away, but he was able to kind of rebound from that, put some things together. He had some solid catches down the stretch. And, he looked good. He looked good. So we'll see what happens with him going forward. Then after the half, we saw Morgan come out. And Morgan has been a guy that a lot of people have been looking at saying, okay, well, where does he fall within this quarterback competition? When Zach left, from the first games, we saw Mike White immediately go out there, and Morgan was always the last quarterback that was put out there. He was always given, a quarter or, a little bit of time, not as much time as the rest of the guys. Well, he came out tonight and he looked like a man that knew, that it was his time. Like he was on the clock and he had to make plays because he wasn't shy at all. He let it rip when it needed to be let rip. He was letting it rip. He was definitely throwing the football down the field. He was 13 23. He had 158 yards throwing the football. He had 2 TDs. He also had an interception, which was an interception, that was thrown. But I tell you what, man. He really left it all out there on the field tonight. And he was the guy that orchestrated the last drive, the Hail Mary for the touchdown that led to the 2-point conversion that led to 31-31. He was able to get outside the pocket, kind of avoid the rush, and there was a couple seconds left, and he just chucked the ball up. And let me tell you something, my guy Kenny Yeboah was right there. All right, Kenny Yeboah was right there, jumped up, caught the ball, and it was a touchdown. And then the next play, they had a 2-point conversion. They ran the ball, and the running back ran it in for a 2-point conversion, which tied the game and ended the game. So Morgan definitely put his stamp on it. Definitely did. And Kenny Yeboah, again, 4 catches, 100 yards, 2 TDs. He looked good tonight as well. We'll see where he lands in that tight end competition because there's, we got to see who's going to come out of that scrum. Again, cuts are coming, and we're going to see what's happening. Now, I'm going to go to the defensive side of the ball. Listen, tonight, Sherwood, I was looking at him definitely, again, Gerard Davis being out. Sherwood was a guy that a lot of people were looking at and saying, hey, he's going to be the guy that's going to step in, with Davis being out with the injury. Sherwood early had some questionable plays, okay? The tackling was off. He gave up a big play. Then he gave up another big play, kind of blown coverage, and then he missed a tackle there, and a running back was able to scoot away from him and get in for a touchdown. So he's got to clean some of those things up. Isaiah Dunn had a tough night as well. He was beating coverage. Him and Campbell was beat on the same play along the sidelines by a guy who was able to just stay in and get a touchdown. Isaiah, kind of whiffed on grabbing the ball. Then he whiffed on the tackle, missed the tackle. Then Campbell came over the top, and I don't know what he was doing, but he missed on the tackle as well, and the guy was able to run in for a touchdown. So Isaiah, Dunn, he's got to clean that up as well going forward because, again, this cornerback competition, there's a lot of question marks there. Pinnock had a decent night tonight as well. He was able to get a strip, fumble that turned into a touchback for us, so he definitely provided some plays. He looked decent. He had a flag, though. He's got to clean that up as well. But, he was trying to make a play. So JT Hassel as well continues to make plays out there. JT Hassel had himself a night. I think he had a sack tonight. He's a guy that, is definitely putting his foot in the role as well to make this football team. So this is an exciting night. Cuts are coming. We're going to see what's going on here, who's going to make the roster, who's going to be left off the roster. But, those guys really left it out there on the field tonight, so I respect it. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How'd you folks feel about this game? What were your thoughts about the tie? How do you feel about Morgan, the backup quarterback competition? Let me know what you folks think about, what you saw out there from the players. So you folks have a good one. Peace.